Hi, I am Saransh and this video is going to be a crash course for you in visiting Vagamon. So grab a pen and paper because I will try and not waste a single second. I'm going to tell you about all the places to visit, things to do, food you should eat, budget properties, tentative budget for the trip, and some important FAQ. Today's video has been made possible by Zostel and I will be telling you more about them later in the video. Vagamon is a hill station in the Idukki district, which is the largest district in Kerala. And as such, I'm going to list a total of 20 places to visit and divide them in two categories. First category, 12 most popular places to visit or activities to do that are there on everyone's itinerary. Second category, 8 places that are just as good or interesting and you can visit if you have more time. Starting with the 12 most popular things. First spot is the Uluppunni top station, which offers some mesmerizing sunrises. The drive up is rugged, involving off-road trails and narrow paths through plantations and meadows. Once you reach the top, you are rewarded with dramatic views of deep valleys, sun-kissed hills, and the Idukki Dam. Depending on where you are staying, jeeps pick and drop you off at the property itself. Next spot is the popular pine forests of Vagamon. Forest is actually quite big, and despite as many tourists, you can find clean frames for your photos. You can also choose to go for the Pine Valley trek, where they take you to following 4 attractions, including the Thangal Para waterfalls. Trek will cost you ₹500 per head. Next spot is Thangal Para, which is the tomb of a Sufi saint from about 8 centuries ago. It's a pilgrimage site for Muslims, but welcomes visitors of all faiths. The spot features a large sacred rock and offers a stunning panoramic view of Vagamon. Do note, however, that you will have to hike a decent bit to get to the top. This spot is the Vagamon Meadows, which is hands down the most popular spot in Vagamon. Also known as Uluppunni, it boasts of multiple mounds of hills covered in green. You can also do activities like ziplining, kayaking, and boating at the meadows. Do note, however, the lake is relatively small, still the surroundings make it fun. Next spot is the Vagamon Tea Lake boating. Lake is set amidst tea plantations. This lake is a bit bigger than the one at Vagamon Meadows and the landscape is definitely beautiful as well. You can do row boating, pedal boating or kayaking. However, if you're doing boating in Vagamon Meadows, you can choose to skim this. Right now, I am at Kurusimala, which is a church at the top of a hill in Vagamon. The hill is spiritually significant for Christians and offers some really mesmerizing views from the top. Having said that, it is quite a bit of hike to reach the top, but the trail is well marked should you choose to do it. Next spot on the list is Karikadu Viewpoint. This is a quick stop for travelers heading into or out of Vagamon. It has a big jaguar statue and provides a wide view of the steep valleys. Nothing much to do here really other than the view. Right now I am at the Vagamon Adventure Park, where there are a lot of activities to choose from. And this adventure park is undoubtedly one of the best places to do paragliding in South India. However, it is highly dependent on the weather and you can check in advance on this number to check if it is taking place. Other activities that you can do are ziplining, glass bridge, giant swing or sky cycling. They're still working on a lot of other interesting activities like VR games, etc. And good chance that during your visit you will have more things to choose from. You can also chill around in the flower garden inside the adventure park. Next spot is the Kaithapatal viewpoint. The vantage point is good enough to enjoy some really good views, especially during a sunrise or sunset. There are no railings or barricading at the cliff, so be cautious while clicking those amazing pictures. Next spot is the Marmala waterfalls, which is in the northwest of Vagamon. It is one of the 2 spots on this side. Dropping from about 60 meters, it is the most popular waterfall here and you can even swim in the waterfall post the monsoons. The hike to the waterfall is a bit patchy, so make sure to wear comfortable shoes. Other spot on this side of Vagamon is the Kallu viewpoint. This massive rock formation sits at about 3,500 feet above sea level and is one of the most dramatic landscapes in the region. You can choose to take a jeep at the base for 1 kilometer or walk. The spot from where the jeep leaves till the top of the mountain is another 1 kilometer height. The views make it all worth it though. And the last spot on the popular list is the Idukki Dam. At 168 meters, the dam is built on the Periyar River between the hills Kuruvanmala and Kuruthimala and is one of the tallest arch dams in Asia. Tickets can be booked online from Kerala Hydel Tourism website. I have linked the same in the description. Oh, if you're finding all of this information useful but are now feeling that you needed to take it down, then I've made your job easier. I've made an offline digital ebook of this video which has all the places, descriptions, timings, contact details and some additional sections like custom maps and pre-built day-wise itineraries to follow on your trip. You can buy this from our website, link is in the description. Next, let me tell you about 8 additional things, some just as good and some even more interesting that you can do if you have more time. Once you're done with the Uluppunni top station, then you can come visit the Uluppunni waterfall. Even though the viewpoint itself is popular, not as many people make their way to the falls. Having said that, this spot still sees a relatively decent bit of people. Right next to it is a 3-kilometer long man-made tunnel, which does have a mystic vibe to it. You can go about 50 meters inside safely. Next spot on this list is Murugan Mala, which is situated right opposite Kurisu Mala. The temple at the top is dedicated to Lord Murugan with a peacock statue. Again, the views from the top make the hike worth it. Next spot is KPM Tourist Village. There are a couple fun activities for kids, but it is most popular for the coracle ride in the koi fish pond. You can feed the fish and they surround the coracle, making it a nice experience. You can also enjoy fresh seafood at their restaurant. Right now, I'm on top of the Annamala with this gorgeous view that you can only get if you do the Windu Walk trek. Not many people do it and most of them don't even have a clue that it exists. We were the only ones on the entire 4-kilometer trail. It is under the Idukki Wildlife Sanctuary and a forest ranger accompanies you throughout the trek. The ranger did explain a bit about the local flora and fauna too, and we were lucky enough to spot elephants as well. You can reach out on the following numbers to make a booking. Next spot is the Masco Tea Factory. A guide will explain how the tea is processed from a tea leaf to the end product that we all consume. You can also buy tea and other products from their stores. If you have visited a tea factory in the past, then you can skip this one. Next up is the Vagamon Hill Garden, which is a relatively small botanical garden. It is alright for a stroll. Other than that, you can also do paddle boating. The last two spots are a little farther away in the southeast of Vagamon. One of them is the Pattumala Church. It is an architectural marvel built from granite and the dome on the top is amongst one of the biggest in Indian churches. Set amidst the vast tea plantation, it is beautiful indeed. And the last spot on this list is Paragliding. The Malayalam word translates to Eagle Rock. Given the rock-like formation, the viewpoint is worth a visit for some mesmerizing sunsets. Now next, let's talk about the places to stay in Vagamon. I will divide it in 4 categories. First, budget stays. Second, luxury stays. Third, comfortable stays, which come in between the budget and the luxury stays. And fourth, some cool AirBnBs. Starting with the budget stays, you can go for Chaitanya Wellness Center, Tea Haven by Yethrone, The Wind, Vagamon Vaga Drop. However, on my trip here, we stayed at the Zostel Vagamon, and what I am about to show you might convince you to stay here as well, so hear me out. First, the location. It is in a picture-perfect spot amongst the tea farms and rolling hills with some very cool spots to hang out, literally. Second, the dorms are super tidy and spacious, the common area has a lot of activities, and the rooms are a true delight. I mean, this balcony and this view... Oof. But 2 more things stood out to me. First, Zostel is super close to all popular spots which saved a lot of commute. And second is how they enabled us with so many unique experiences. For spots like Uluppunni, you will have to reach the jeep point and book an entire jeep even if you are solo. But we got a shared jeep with our hostel mates which picked up and dropped us at the hostel for the fraction of the cost. We also got discounts for paragliding, which by the way has exclusively tie-ups only with Zostel. And here is my favorite part. There are 2 truly offbeat spots that you can access only if you stay at Zostel. A short 10-minute hike from the property itself takes you to a natural infinity pool. And a special sunset jeep ride with some of your hostel mates to a beautiful hill called Justin's Point is an experience you won't forget. Things of this sort really make your trip more fun, and it shows that Zostel has put in the time and effort to not just provide you the best stay, but also the best experience. That was a glimpse of our time at Zostel. And now, if you're looking for some comfortable stays, you can choose from the following: Spathodaya, Vagamon Hill Chimes, Vagamon Hill Valley Private Pool by B&B Holidays, Bella Casa, and Falcon Crest. When it comes to luxurious or experiential stays, following are your 5 options: Elysian Vale, Monticle Glamps, The Highlander, Marmaram Heritage, Tea and Tranquility by Moksha Stays. And finally, here are 4 cool Airbnbs that you can check out: Hillcrest Haven, Pinedale Bungalow Vagamon, Earthen Home in Vagamon, Dream Views Villa. Also, I have put a link in the description wherein you can find the direct property links to all of these properties. And with stays sorted, when it comes to food, Vagamon unfortunately does not have any over-the-top options. Your best bet would be to eat at your hostels or the hotels. However, I will still list a few options for you. On the Vagamon Para road, which has the most places to visit, there are a few local eateries like Al Safa Restaurant or Al Taj Restaurant. Do not expect the ambience to be over the top. However, the most popular on this route is the Anoki Restaurant. Then in the main market, you can eat at Kalayas Restaurant, Hotel Qasim Cafe, Vagamon Cafe, or the Chinnoos Hotel. And moving on to the next section, let's sort out your worries for how to locally commute in Vagamon. I wouldn't recommend the local buses as they will be too infrequent and wouldn't be the most reliable when it comes to visiting all the local spots. I think having your own vehicle is the best, since quite a few of these spots are a bit far as well. And currently, there are no car or scooter rentals available in Vagamon. You will have to rely on either jeeps or autos. Having said that, some of these spots require off-roading, and going by jeep is the best option anyway. To give you an idea, an auto charges you about rupees 300 per hour, and if you're going too far, it can even be greater. We covered Pine Forest, Vagamon Meadows, Thangal Para, and Tea Lake boating for rupees 1200 over 4 hours. A jeep ride for Uluppunni, which includes Uluppunni Top Station, Uluppunni Waterfalls, and a tea garden, will cost you about rupees 2000. If you want to go cover the Marmala Waterfalls and Kallu viewpoint as well, then the cost can go up to rupees 6000. You can contact Ranjit on this number if you want to book a jeep, or you can directly go to the Vagamon Junction and book it from there. I've put the Google pin in the description. In short, hiring an auto or a jeep locally will cost you a lot. Now, an alternative to that is, if you're coming from Kochi, you can directly book a car rental or taxi from Kochi for your entire trip. You can check the cost with the operators on the screen, or if you're taking a train till Kottayam, then you can check with the following car rentals or taxi operators. However, if you're solo or even two people, then sharing your costs by joining others would be the best option, and staying at hostels like Zostel will help you with that. Now, the section you have all been waiting for, a budget for a Vagamon trip. Now, I'm calculating the budget for one person traveling solo on a comfortable budget for 2 nights and 3 days. Stay in a hostel about rupees 800 per day, food about rupees 900 per day. Assuming you stay in Zostel and share the commute fare, rupees 2500 for the entire trip. Depending on activities you choose to do and how many times you do it, the amount for activities can change quite a bit, taking an average of rupees 4000 for the entire trip. Clubbing entry tickets and miscellaneous expenses at rupees 500, which would bring the budget for a 3-day trip to Vagamon close to about rupees 11,500. With that, let me ask some frequently asked questions. What is the best time to visit Vagamon? November to February is great. It is post-monsoons, lush greenery, pleasant cool days, and cold misty mornings and evenings. March to May is summers here, which is also good, but it will be slightly hotter in the days and little drier. Mid-May to October is peak monsoons with a lot of rains. It will be lush green and waterfalls will be in full flow, but some activities may be closed like paragliding, trekking, or swimming in the waterfalls. Next, best way to reach Vagamon. Nearest airport is Cochin International Airport in Kochi, which is 100 kilometers from Vagamon. You can take a direct bus from Vitala Mobility Hub or check with the taxi operators I mentioned earlier to reach Vagamon. Nearest railway station is in Kottayam, about 65 kilometers from Vagamon. Again, direct buses are available, or you can check with the taxi operators I mentioned earlier. Direct buses aren't the best. They may be available from cities like Bangalore or Kochi. Otherwise, you will have a hard time directly reaching to Vagamon from most of the major cities. Getting your own vehicle is another option, which would bring you a lot of convenience. Believe me, it would be worth it. But make sure that you are cautious because you are driving in the hilly areas. Then, what is the ideal trip plan and safety in Vagamon? For ideal trip plan, my recommendation would be 2 nights and 3 days to truly explore Vagamon. It is a good place to just come hang out and relax with your family or even as a group of friends. However, I would not recommend it for elderly. Oh, also it is a good place for backpackers as well. However, do note it is a place that is only coming up as a tourist destination and doesn't necessarily have all the infrastructure for mass tourism yet. Not the best connectivity from other major cities, no vehicle rentals available yet. Some of the viewpoints are unmonitored, not many good cafes, and almost everything starts to shut by sunset. As long as you're okay with these things and just want to enjoy nature, I think this place is for you. However, make sure you avoid plastics, respect the locals, and travel responsibly. And as always, you do not have to note down anything. We have made your job easier by creating an ebook digital guide, which contains all of the information that I've mentioned in this video, plus some extra sections like illustrated maps, properties with direct booking links, month-wise temperatures, Google Map links for places to visit and cafes, and pre-built day-wise itineraries to choose from. You can buy this from our website, both as a hard copy or in a PDF format. Also, you can buy our cool everyday minimal design t-shirts from the website. Link is in the description. Your purchases help us in making more such detailed videos across destinations. That's it from this video. Join our Discord server where we will answer all of your queries. You can interact with other people in the community and join groups that may be going to Vagamon. Follow us on Instagram to see live updates from all of our trips. And I will see you in the next video. But before you go, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video. It helps a ton. Goodbye.